Great, thanks, Jesse. And we will start the July 16th Caroline Town Board meeting with pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, so let's see, I guess, I will follow the, order of the agenda and proceed to, open the public hearing on the best value procurement local law. That's printed with the agenda. Steve, do you want to speak to that local law?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, take it.
Front page and second page.
You're the only attendee to the public hearing, so I thought I should ask. So this is a local law that will allow us to judge proposals on more than just the cost. Although we
Yes.
can do it based on just the lowest cost as well.
I think this is an improvement over the lowest possible bidder.
Great. Thank you. And just to finish that thought, in association with this local law, that we're considering tonight, we will have to also adopt a revised procurement policy, which we have one in our organizational resolutions, but now we're going to revise it to incorporate the best value. So I shared the one from Lansing. And so I will plan on putting forward something at the next meeting to consider for adopting at our August business meeting for that. Then we'll have that in place. Great. Well, thank you for your comments, Steve, on the best value local law. And I will now close the public hearing. And we will now proceed to the business meeting. And the first item of business is an update from Steve Nicholson of the Environmental Management Council on the unique natural areas in Caroline. Take it away, Steve. Yeah, if you can share your screen, and then if you just speak in this direction, you will be heard well. So. Did you find at the bottom there should be a green?
I got it, yeah.
A green share square?
Usually you have to open PowerPoint first on your screen.
Great. Oh yeah, it looks like you don't have it open yet.
Slideshow.
So yeah, you're
See
gonna,
that?
you should unshare now, stop sharing. And then open the document that, oh, you got it, you're good, okay. I will get rid of the participants panel, so it could be. There we go.
Try to make it full green.
There should be another option that says full screen,
I
right?
think it's the last time this was updated. I remember working on this back in the night.
Well, I don't. Where's my slide?
This would work. We can see it well.
What are you saying?
I remember working on this back in the 90s, was that when I was on the EMC.
Is it over there on the
Long
right
ago.
side over there, Steve?
Over
Right,
here?
yeah, where one of those might be it. No.
It's not.
There's not a view screen.
I don't know where it's.
It's on the very bottom
I
panel.
don't know where it went.
Beam or lamp? Oh, there you go, slideshow.
There you go. Yep,
Thanks for over.
That,
like, other side.
oh,
Upper
Right,
left,
we got it.
upper left menu,
Right
yeah.
where was that?
It just pulled down when you were messing around.
Okay. There, there, look at that look.
Looks great.
Okay, so. I am on the Environmental Management Council, and I've been the chair of the Unique Natural Areas Committee for more than 15 years. I took over from Dan Lamb, who was the chair.
Hmm.
And this has been a long process, and I'd just like to share, we finally feel like we've updated all the boundaries of all the UNAs in the county, and during this summer, we're presenting at each municipality. And so, thank you for inviting me to come, and I'll just get started. So this UNA inventory has been going on a long time. It started really when the EMC was first formed. And so
That was
it's
15 years ago, or no, it would have been longer than that.
40 years ago.
Yeah.
This is
40 years.
pretty much of a 40-year project,
Oh.
and you know, it's one of the tasks that the EMC has to do to identify these outstanding areas and think of ways of preserving them and limiting development near these areas. But it doesn't have any regulatory powers. So there's just a quote about you know, why we think this is important. You know, if you're thinking 1 year ahead or 10 years ahead, but if you're thinking 100 years, you want to educate the people on how valuable these, you know, these areas in the county are. But this is only an advisory designation. It's not regulatory. And of course, it doesn't allow the public to use any privately owned land, although quite a few of them are state forests and other preserved land. We found that most municipalities in the county use this unique natural areas inventory as a advice in planning. So that's been good, although it's you know, strictly voluntary for each municipality. So yes, so it started in 1973 when the EMC and CACs were formed. And then there was a Cornell student who did a master's thesis and says, hey, let's, you know, maybe we can describe some of these unique natural areas. And since 1990, we've had a consultant who's hired, and the county has quite generously agreed to pay him a certain amount of money each year to go out and do field visits on some of these sites. And we've also hired another consultant who does our GIS mapping work.
Is Robert still working on it?
What's that?
Is Robert still working on it?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, yes,
I'm
he's very
impressed.
active on the
Okay,
committee.
Great.
And I don't know if you know where the large binder is, the unique natural areas. You do?
Hmm?
Good answer, Mark. Some town supervisors don't know where they are.
Yeah, oh, that's right, outside my office.
But in 2000, we gave every municipality and every public library a quite large binder. But two things have changed. One is printing costs, and one is it's a lot easier to have electronic. So the plan is, and unfortunately, you're one of the first municipalities to get a presentation.
You're gonna confiscate my binder?
I could do that. So we're supplementing it with a thumb drive. So every place that got a binder will give a thumb drive so that you can
Great.
plug it in and see all the updates, rather than trying to figure out how to edit this 400-page document. So this brings us to 2024, when we finally revised all of the boundaries of all the UNAs. And right now it includes 14.7% of all the land in the county. which is about 43,800 acres of land. And right now there are 195 unique natural areas that we've identified.
Hmm.
And I'll just go quickly through, to qualify to become a UNA, a site has to have certain characteristics, but not all of these. Typically, it's a rare or scarce plants or animals. It can be geological importance. The last point is an important teaching site. We had a site right near Cornell campus that they were gonna make into a tennis court. And it turned out it was a hot birding spot that several professors would take their classes through, so it turned out we could designate it as a teaching spot. And one of the things we've really learned is how important wetlands are. And so the state and county designated wetlands are usually included. And again, it can be old growth forests, scenic vistas can count, that whole list of things. And to qualify for UNA, it just has to provide a good example of some of these things. Originally, there was just aerial photos, and Robert Wesley and a couple other people would draw a magic marker around the where they thought, and then we had a big argument about, how thick was that line actually? And of course, nowadays with GIS, we can make a map that's, basically down to the inch of where these boundaries are. And this is an example of the modern day map. And it's Fleming Meadow, which is just an example, but it shows the different, I think you can see the different numbers on the map.
Yep.
And they correspond to different reasons for changing the boundary. So that you can see the dotted yellow line was the previous map drawn with a Sharpie. And now with the GIS, we can zoom into the exact details and follow the wetlands and
The new boundary is the dotted line, right?
no, the new boundary is the yellow.
Just the yellow, oh, okay,
And the old boundary is the dotted line.
okay,
So it's smaller.
yeah.
The new one's
A
smaller.
little smaller, and then we had we've changed, this one changed 17% smaller. So it's just a way of keeping track of the area. So here's what the county looks like in 2024 now. And so we've gone into each of these 195 UNAs and done that analysis, the GIS, and changed the boundaries or kept them the same if needed. And then on the county's natural resources inventory mapping page, UNAs are a selectable layer. So you can, this is online, you can zoom in. It's a very complicated map, so if you really want to find a UNA, you have to not show a lot of the layers, but it's all online on a basic level. And then this map, which I show you, is all the UNAs that are in the town of Caroline. And some of them you can see are the state forests, Shindagan Hollow State Forest. And
That looks about like, what, 6 or 8 total, or no more than that?
Yeah.
and then this is just, I just zoomed in on one part of Caroline to show you that, some of these are the wetlands along the railroad grade there, and some of them are Shindagan Hollow. And with the thumb drive, if you want to get more information on each of these, you'll be able, to do that. On the natural resource inventory page, you can zoom in and say, select, I want to select Shindagan Hollow, and it'll show you where that is on the larger map.
Nice.
So the committee that I'm on spent a lot of time deciding how to adjust the property lines or the boundaries of the UNAs. And for a long time, we had not included property lines because the thinking was they weren't really anything, more random. But we realized that because properties change hands so often now, that property lines are actually a good thing to have because it tells us who owns that property. So we decided that it was justified in terms of educating the public on where this UNA was going to be. And also, we included all the national wetlands inventory. And then the county paid to have LiDAR mapping of all of the county, which is unusual. Most counties don't have LiDAR mapping. And again, this graduate student at Cornell went through and looked at them all and to see how accurately LiDAR picked up wetlands. And then in our field work, we found that it's really, really accurate. And it makes sense, if you're doing a topo, basically a fine-tooth topo map of just a few inches, the low spots are almost always wetlands. And so we've learned it's a valuable way of identifying pretty much unknown wetlands as well as confirming. So we've included all of this LiDAR information in our unique natural areas.
Steve, is that, so LiDAR is a technology that measures elevation? That's what you?
Yes, it's
Okay.
basically a laser that bounces out. It's a little bit like radar, only it's light lasers which penetrate much further. I don't know if you've seen in the news, every now and then they talk about a new city that they found hidden in the jungle. That's what LiDAR can do, because it can actually penetrate down between the leaf cover and show objects underneath.
Great. Thanks.
And also, we want to conform to the edge of vegetation with a GIS now. Our consultant, Robert, can basically tell the species of tree that is there. I mean, we can,
Who did that?
what's that?
Who figured out by species of?
Oh, our consultants who
Bob Wesley.
trained by a
Wesley.
botanist.
Okay.
But, a certain time of year, you can, pretty easily tell each tree. And so our edges are very fine now when you're using vegetation. And we added newly protected land, and then this update is, we're only a year old now and land cover uses. So this is just another example of what the finished map looks like. And you can see in the top right corner, there's an outline of the county and a red dot. And that locates where this UNA would be. And you can see it's most of the light blue means it's mostly wetland. This is the Pleasant Hollow Swamp. And we changed it to conform more to the vegetation and the wetlands. In one case, this is over on land that I think a college actually owns on Piper Road, and they have a sundew fen, and so we went out to find it, and people had said it was missing, but you could see it had been mapped incorrectly. It was 1,200 feet away, so that was we had a good field trip out there to try to find the missing fen. And these are just some more examples of how we could look at each section of the property line or the boundary line and justify what changes we've made. I don't think there's anything else to show you on that one. And this is just another example. The dotted red line was the original line, and now the green is what we've decided is. And you can see we've left out some agricultural fields in one corner, and for some reason we didn't include those wetlands, but probably when you zoom in, there's a house, it's probably someone's backyard. And we decided that even though biologically a backyard shouldn't be eliminated, the reality is we don't really include, close areas close to buildings.
So the ag fields there, they just were, what am I trying to say? That's not new, right? It's just that you sharpened the boundaries, like the ag fields were there originally too, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, we sharpened the boundary. And then in the binder, each UNA has often 20 or 25 pages that we've documented and carefully identified where it is and all the vegetation, land use and again, it's a very detailed catalog of each site.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I mentioned Robert Wesley does field visits. It turns out one of the best ways of identifying habitats is the botany on there. Animals tend to move and aren't as specific, but there are a lot of places that have very unique, rare, or scarce species of plants on. And one of the things we've been conscious of, not identifying exactly where those plants are. Is that they're really too valuable to just say, if you go to this little spot, you'll find this plant. So we've purposely left that part a little vague, but we do have a catalog of all the species found on each
People
UNA.
can't bring their spades to the spot,
Yeah,
take home a sample.
yes. It's been, we haven't noticed anything of it, but there's several UNAs that are just there because they have one specific plant on them that is found nowhere else in the county.
Yeah.
So. So we don't have time or money to go out to each UNA, but we chose ones that we think might have to be seen, or we've heard that they've been changed, or sometimes a developer has changed them. We just found one. We learned of one in Dryden where they just decided to basically pave over the wetland and pay the fine rather than
Really?
remediate it. We also have an amendment process so that anybody, or if it comes to our notice that something's either wrong with the boundary or, there's a question, we have a formal procedure where we take a request and review it and research it and see if we should change the boundaries or not. And then we would notify the landowner and the municipalities.
How many?
Which is another reason why we want to have a thumb drive, because making it electronic means, of course, we can instantly update it when needed.
Have you gotten a good number of those requests? No. Since 2011?
No, we've had a history with Cornell thinking that they want to do other things with that land and keeping it a unique natural area. And so we've had several meetings with the Cornell real estate office saying that just because they want to build a development on it doesn't mean we're going to change the designation, as an example.
But so the Cornell Real Estate Office has made such requests
Yes,
for reevaluation.
and the lab of mythology requested a little change, and so every now and then we do. A lot of times we find that from the general public, it's just a misunderstanding of A, how UNA got designated, and B, was there somebody trespassing that I didn't know about, and C, what does it mean for what I can do on my property? And
Yeah.
we found typically once we answer a few of those questions, everybody's happy. And now lately we found, we just gave a public presentation at the library in November, presenting basically this same show. And I'd say 2/3 of the audience was just there because they were so pleased that they owned part of a UNA. And so, you know, it was very encouraging that way that
Mhm.
Mhm.
times have changed. It used to be in the beginning, people were very wary of it, and now people are. Often when you buy a piece of land, you don't know that you own part of a UNA, and so they were just saying how happy and interested they were to find out more about it, so.
They've got something unique, but obviously you tell people, what does it mean about what I can do with my land?
Yeah,
If the answer is nothing, right?
yes. Although, you know, one of the next steps for this whole inventory is to, you know, make landowners aware of what conservation measures are available.
Yeah,
You know, mostly through the Finger Lakes Land Trust you know, we've done all the hard work, the heavy lifting of mapping and cataloging things.
Yeah.
And so it's, we keep hoping that, you know, a lot of these unique natural areas will be officially preserved in some form or another.
But if I'm clear, there's no requirement that they be preserved. This is more informative. I mean, how does this work?
Yes, it's just, at this point, it's just been an informative thing. Yeah,
it calls attention to places that could be preserved by other means.
yes,
Right.
I mean,
or should be. I mean, you know, we've, you know,
Yeah.
14% of the county we've identified as special places, you know, and so there's, you know, it's really up to landowners now to say, oh, I could, you know, put a conservation easement on this land.
Yeah,
Although hopefully the municipalities will be able to give encouragement, and Danby is one of the municipalities that's thinking about giving a tax break to people with open space on there.
on the unique natural area or just open space in general?
If a landowner wants to get involved and get one a tax break, they can.
Okay.
It's basically they're doing something similar to the Finger Lakes Land Trust, only it's run through Danby's municipal, the town board,
Like an easement.
like an easement. the town
Okay.
easement.
it must be something like that because so it's a tax exemption, those are specified by the state. So it's not that, it's another mechanism or something.
Well, I think it's the town taxes.
This is an exemption or a tax break?
Oh, it's a tax break. And I don't think it's passed yet. It's just something in the works
Mhm.
that they've been seriously considered.
Okay,
As, you know, as another way of encouraging preservation of these things.
Doesn't the zoning law refer to unique natural areas?
it does, it calls attention to in the review process.
Mhm. Okay, well, that's all. And again, if there are any questions, you can email. We have our staff person is Darby Kiley, who works at the planning department.
So all of the decisions about the boundaries were just sort of made by the EMC committee by
Yes,
consent of the group as a whole, kind of.
well, yes, the committee first approves them and then we get it, send all these edits to the whole Environmental Management Council. And they approve it,
Uh-huh,
so.
So the okay. So the Wilseyville swamp was increased in size quite a bit. That just because the beavers are damming things up?
Oh,
Just,
conceivably, yeah.
okay, I was just wondering difference in sizes and.
And
Or
again,
if the plants have. Like, the one on my property was bigger, and
oh,
I was like, I wonder if just the plants have spread, I mean. I was just wondering, any ideas, like the Caroline specific ones, why they've changed in size or?
it was mostly just refining the boundaries, but
Yeah.
the wetlands in a lot of places added quite a bit. And
Yeah.
I don't know about a specific beaver dam, they
I
they
would-
come and go. But if they were, we're basically, it's on the Google Maps.
Mhm.
So if it's the latest Google map and it shows up, then it would be changed.
I'm guessing a lot of the field validation was done by Bob Wesley.
Mhm.
Yes, yes.
Well,
And some with the some of us all, we did a few group field trips
mhm.
to. Mostly it's Bob, he goes around and. In his various roles, checks on all of these places. At least the ones he has access to. Well, at the beginning of the field visit season, we asked, the planning department sends out requests to all the landowners, asking if Robert can walk on their land to look at things. And if they say no, it's not a big deal, because if he's next door, he can look through the woods and see that it's the same habitat or different,
Mhm.
so it's not required to be on every place on every parcel.
Mhm.
To get a good idea.
Cool. Well, I'm interested in paying a little more attention to ours and checking them out. But
These were taken into account. They're not referenced in the zoning law, right?
Sure.
They are? Okay.
UNA's are,
They are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Good.
but as Steve said, they just call it attention to these special things, but.
Right, it's
they
not,
don't-
we didn't put any regulatory weight on them, it's something
Right.
to consider, right?
No, but if the review board was considering a project,
Mhm.
and the project fell within one of these areas, it would be appropriate for the review board to raise that issue and ask about the mitigation.
Okay.
So it promotes mitigation.
Mhm.
Mhm. Mhm.
Good.
And again, a huge thing has come up really since this whole project started, is how important wetlands are. And even 40 years ago, we thought they might be interesting to save, but it turns out they're really crucial to save. That a wetland is way more valuable in terms of biodiversity and climate change than anybody even imagined.
Mhm.
I think there were just a thing about the Micron site in Syracuse, where there was 300 acres of a wetland that they were going to. They said they would mitigate somewhere else, which of course never really works. But this article was saying the amount of carbon storage from a 300-acre wetland is the same as 66,000 cars. It's basically all the cars in Syracuse. 300 acres of land is what,
Assuming that.
which is, it's huge. So that's one thing about the LiDAR information, and why we decided to make sure that almost all the wetlands in the county are mapped out in these unique natural areas, because we're learning, more every day
Mhm.
how crucial they are to the planet.
Yeah,
I think they're getting wetter too.
This summer they started. Yeah,
Incidentally, what happened to that Micron site? Did they follow through with that, or?
oh, it's still in the works, it's still going. Yeah,
that's not gonna stop. That's
No,
too big of a deal.
Yeah.
It just takes a while to get it up and running, I guess.
Great. Any other questions for Steve?
Thank you.
No,
Yeah, thanks,
thank you very
Steve.
much for your work.
Well, we didn't.
It's really important to keep these long-term projects going and updated.
Yes, and we've over the years, hopefully we've refined the system now that we can, much more quickly update the boundaries. The last couple updates took about 10 years to complete. And now we have a good system, so we,
Yeah, well, now you have more of a protocol probably, and the technology's better.
yes, everything's better and easier. And then we can just send it electronically to all the towns, so.
Great. All right, thanks very much, Steve.
Yeah.
Cool. And, yeah, I'll get a thumb drive, you're gonna bring yeah. Cool.
Yeah, we're still in the works, we're.
Okay. But it's like right now, if you go to the county environmental resource mapper, are the new UNAs in there
Oh,
in that
yeah.
layer?
Yes,
So it's there,
yes, all of that's been done.
great. But that thing is amazing, you can just put an address in there and it just goes there, so,
Yeah,
cool.
although the information of each UNA is purposely not included in there. And so to drill in, like if you own one, to really get the information, you have to go to your town or your library.
All the
Yeah.
textual information is not online, oh,
On purpose. Just,
but. So it will only be available in a binder copy or?
no, on the thumb drive, but you have to.
Oh, on the
actually
thumb drive, I see.
Go to the town clerk and say, I want the files on this.
Okay, that's
property.
important
And
to
then
know,
you can print it out
Yes,
or open it up.
yeah,
it's kind of a lot of members of the committee thought, well, you shouldn't be able to start, where is the most valuable scarce plant in Tompkins County?
Mhm.
And because this document says that, but we didn't want it searchable online. For example,
Because we
there are
harvest them and
there
sell
are
them.
some people that would like to take rare plants.
Yeah.
And put them in their
Mushrooms.
gardens, believe it or not.
oh,
Yeah,
oh,
And that's just one example. It's also
Orchids.
protecting
I see,
landowner privacy.
yeah,
you
that
know.
makes sense,
It's been a fine line to
yeah,
get the information out there and not get it into the wrong hands.
yeah, you
Which of
don't,
course you can't do, but we could try.
yeah, I get it, that's too bad, but yeah, makes sense. Great, okay. Much appreciated, Steve, thank you. All right, we'll move on to my report. And so the broadband project is moving right along. We meet every week. And we are hasn't been finalized, but planning for an October groundbreaking event here at the Caroline Town Hall. It'll be associated with constructing the point of presence next to the town hall there, and it'll be a symbolic opening of the project into Caroline. So
Fireworks?
yeah, maybe, yeah. We have a oompa band.
everybody will just get.
Zeus.
Yeah. Yeah, so practice whatever you used to play. We'll be convening for practice regularly.
I hear there's a ukulele band in town.
Oh, what?
A ukulele band in town.
Oh, yeah?
Gene
Jane
Peters.
is on it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Gene
That's right.
Peters,
We can
they
recruit
should
her.
Contact them.
The 6 Mile Creek project at Banks Road, is, all the materials are staged there. Debbie Halpern's ready to go. The water's a little high now. So as soon as the water recedes a little bit, then Jeff will come in and do the project, so. Hopefully, pretty soon. The town hall restoration project is, still moving along. Since the last meeting with Barrow Architecture, they're putting design plans together for the various things, options that we discussed. And then they will meet with us on Friday, July 25th. Right here at 9:30. You're all invited to attend, to take the next steps, because after that, we're gonna have to make some decisions. So it may be at the first August meeting, we may have some things to consider, some, forks in the roads that we're gonna have to decide about issues that, how we want to address them here on the town hall, for the town hall restoration, so. But I will continue to share the documents that they provide us, so you can stay abreast of that. Town court, we discussed with the court their suggestions and concerns about security measures. Michelle, Tim and I visited Danby, Newfield and Enfield town halls just to see their facilities and what it was like. So that was pretty cool. We weren't able to get in. The Enfield office was closed, but we did see the Danby and Newfield setups, and it was pretty nice. So, and those do have separate court meeting rooms, pews and stuff. And the clerk's office does have a door or a wall with a window with a place to submit things under the bottom of it, and a speaking.
A slot, built-in slot.
Yeah. So that was, I think, the thing that impressed us the most, and so I don't know if we want to. Do you guys have any other observations that you wanted to share?
Well, I guess I was impressed with the bank of cameras that they could. Wait, which one was that? Was
That
that
was
Danby?
Newfield.
Newfield. The bank of cameras showing all the views outside and inside. So,
With the monitor.
yeah.
Showing the camera displays.
I mean, I think it's clear enough to us based on those visits and conversations that we've had that I would think it would make good sense for us to begin planning to rebuild that door.
Yeah.
I
And
see.
seeing if we can't get ideas for it or bids for it, and then if there were competitive funds through the courts, we would be ready to provide that proposal for funding.
Mhm.
But I don't,
If there were what?
if there ended up being competitive funding from the courts,
Oh, right.
then we would be ready to go. So, but I don't think we should wait. I don't think we should wait for the court to put in a proposal to get funding approved before we begin working on that, which is a town maintenance issue.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's possible, and this could be a question to Judge Farr about, like, if we get a proposal, or, we get a door design and put it in, could we get reimbursement from this year's JCAP? And I think it's possible. The grants are typically reimbursement grants, but we could check on that in advance to see if that's possible. I don't know how much money we're talking about. It may not be a terrible amount, but
Probably be in the thousands is my
yeah,
estimation.
I mean,
yeah,
I think it's important to get some proposals for so we can get some figures. I mean, if it's something like $29,000 or something, maybe they don't wanna include it with it. But
Are we talking about the grant that the email came from the judges about, that we're
Mhm.
talking about now?
I think so, right? That's.
Well, I haven't read it yet. I was just talking about, I think what I thought what Tim was alluding to is that it seems apparent that we could address, frankly, all of the concerns about security by fixing that door with a clerk's window. The door would be secure when she's in there, so access through those doors is not an issue. And that's how it worked in those offices. They keep the doors open when the court's open, the front door's open, people come in, they go to the clerk's windows. She's secure behind the window, does the business, says thank you.
Mhm.
So it seems like that would just simplify everything. We can dispense with having a separate locking mechanism on either of those doors. The town hall's open in clerk's hours, that's secure. It just seems like the answer
Mhm.
to me. So is that what you were suggesting?
Yeah.
Okay,
But, I mean, it just seems to me that as soon as possible, then we should get some
Okay.
designs and some bids.
Okay.
So we
Okay.
know what we're talking about.
okay. So I mentioned Inlet Glass, I think does this kind of thing. I'll talk to Jessie because I think she explored this for the clerk's window in there, but we'll do that.
Mhm.
I thought the Newfield one was actually really cool. They had a wood, little platform for people to sign stuff on, or,
Like a little.
it was handsome.
Like a bank.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, there's like a little ledge right by the
Although,
window.
I suppose at a bank,
The Newfield
there's no
one was built
window
into the door.
at a bank, but
What?
I heard.
The Newfield one was not built into the door, it was built into a separate wall.
Yeah,
Right,
I don't think we
Michelle
could do-
knows
I don't think we
that,
could do that.
Yeah.
you know. The Danby one was built into the door, as I recall.
right, right. Which is what we wanna do, right? Yeah.
Well, it's
So-
kind of, I feel like it's kind of what we have to do, because I don't think we want to get rid of the door. I mean, a way to get out. But
No, we just need a secure door.
Yeah, we need a secure door.
Yeah, and I will mention that when it was Inlet Glass that came out to the town hall, and they gave us three proposals of different things, options for the clerk's window, and the town board considered all three of those, which made sense, and they did the installation and everything.
Great. Great, thanks, Jesse. Jesse, do you remember about how much that was for your office? Just out of curiosity.
I think it was, I think it was around $700.
Oh, okay,
really, wow.
great.
Well, I think they might need to change the framing, which might be more expensive.
Like, I'm just curious.
Yeah, that was to reframe. They made it bigger, the clerk's window framing, and that was the counter too. They put in that counter.
Great,
Yeah,
great, thanks. Okay, I think, yeah, I'm in agreement. I think everybody thinks that makes sense.
They want to use safety glass of some sort or another as well.
But we would still go forward with we're having a safety and.
mhm.
That's already done.
Yes, that's already been done. The safety inspection type,
They,
they already
that's,
came and did that, okay,
we haven't gotten the report, but that's
okay.
been submitted.
All right.
No. Great. I guess before we leave this, I haven't had a chance to review, I wasn't able to review but if is there any information you need from us for communication to the court?
About the, do you want me to read you this? Or no?
Or no, I would just say, you don't need to read it. I
Okay.
just, if,
Well, it's just, do we need to pass a resolution to
no,
let them,
about this.
No.
Resolution tonight.
She
yeah,
wants a resolution tonight to. apply for
Regarding?
Grant.
the same grant, kind of, she wants a blanket grant resolution.
Yeah.
Which we've been over
This
time and
is,
time again.
is not appropriate.
So
I guess,
why do they think they need a resolution?
So if you submit a grant to the JCAPS for whatever it would be.
Yeah.
These are shared spaces. So there are two things about it. One, JCAP requires a resolution
mhm,
approving them to apply for the funds.
right, from the board, yeah.
And the secondary aspect of that, which also is enfolded in it, is this is a shared space. So the supervisor has to sign off on
Mhm,
the grant. The challenge that we've had in recent years has been that we've been asked to do this always at this time of year with 2 or 3 days notice. Now it's one day's notice. To give a blanket approval to whatever might be requested, and we've asked for details. In some cases, certainly, if you're applying for security equipment, what is it?
Yeah.
And
yeah, so Michelle, I would just say that at our meeting with the court, it was agreed that we'd be happy to support the resolution. After being informed, after understanding the nature of the proposal. I thought we had a very clear discussion about that.
from the language of her email, she's again confusing writing the entire proposal with simply giving us some details about what's
Right.
being requested.
We just want to know the game plan.
And so she's confusing that with the narrative that she would have to write for the grant. So,
So my suggestion is to let her know that let her know basically our decision about what we think the appropriate measure is based on tonight's discussion, and that we would like to have a proposal that for that, right?
I mean, apparently, if you read it, it's not that long. Apparently, the JCAPS encouraged them to submit a proposal for what she's calling electronics.
Oh, this might be something completely
And it
different.
could just be computers or printers. It's just totally unclear what that
Yeah.
means.
So
It
let me
could-
just
it
read
could
you
be a security
the
system and
first
cameras.
thing.
Sure, Michelle.
The first item, which is pertains to what we're talking about. 6th Judicial District in Binghamton has asked town courts to submit applications so they can upgrade our electronic equipment. The first step is a resolution from the town board with this suggested language, quote, "The Caroline Town Board authorizes the Caroline Town Court to apply for a JCAP grant in the 2025 cycle up to $30,000.
It's back to square one.
And then she says that's separate from the security upgrades.
Right.
But okay. So the JCAP grant. Is there a match required?
No, it's $30,000.
Okay.
Cap. No. I think we need more information and
So,
to consider it at the next meeting.
so we need to know specifically what the electronic upgrades would be, right?
Right.
Or even generally, we don't need real specifics.
Are they talking about the lighting system? Are they talking about computers? Are they talking about printers? Are they
And
talking about?
I think
systems?
whatever it is should be included in the resolution.
Yeah.
Instead of the resolution just being,
Well, you said electronic
so
upgrades,
this,
is that right?
this sounds like something that we're unaware of, so I get that.
I mean, she does say, I need to know what you need to effectuate this grant request.
Okay, so that's
Where did
good.
she say that?
In item 3,
Okay,
in most towns, it's a routine matter. So.
so We need more information. What do the electronic upgrades include? In a general form? What would the
Well, it just would be nice to know what that means. I mean, does that mean power breakers? What does it mean? I don't know what it means.
Do they have old computer equipment?
Do they what?
Have older computer equipment? Like their office equipment, is it older, 5 years?
It's been,
Or older.
it's been maintained by the court system. And, you know, it's not that old.
I mean, of course, if that's what it's for,
Yeah.
just tell us that that's what it's for, and then we'd be happy to.
I mean, I would tend to say, to just let her know that. We'd like to understand, you know, a little bit more about the nature of the project, and then we'd be happy to, you know.
And I would like to understand if there's only one grant a year. If there's only one grant a year,
I think that's right.
I would think we would want to prioritize the clerk's security over something as, I just don't know. I mean, that's why we just,
Well, that
just had a
that's,
little bit more information.
that's a good
we would
question,
understand
and
it.
it also, we want to prioritize it. I mean, from what Jesse said, say if we can do the security measure for $1,000 or
I
something,
think that's probably unlikely, but maybe years ago.
but I'm just saying if
I'm guessing?
if this electronics upgrade
Yeah.
is $20,000,
Right,
then, you
here we
know,
go.
that we'd want to do that.
Right.
So I just say, you know, I wouldn't make it, I just say we just want to have a little better understanding and be happy to.
I guess I want to tell her specifically what we want to know. So specifically, we want to know what these electronic upgrades would include, right?
Mhm.
Is there anything else?
How do you define effectuate?
That's another question. I don't know what effectuate means.
Yeah,
I mean,
That's what
It took me by-
that's,
yeah.
that's the legal language being used.
did you look it up?
No, I can look
it's
it
in
up.
the effectuate,
Meaning.
to make the effect, I would think.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I would think that though, a good way to proceed would be to reply and say, we would be very keen on supporting an application to JCAP. But we just need to know more details about what will be proposed. We don't need the narrative of the grant application,
Mhm.
which she always confuses that it's so.
We don't
much
want to
work.
write the grant.
Right,
We just want to have some idea if she wants to rewire the office or whether she
it's different
wants some
equipment.
computers or
Or
printers
what the state is
or
asking.
whether she's thinking of the security system and also that it doesn't affect how it might affect our shared space, if it does.
What she said.
Perfect.
Okay, tell me that again.
I don't know if I can.
So right now I have, I think, I just think we have to be very specific. Like we can't talk in generalities or
Still just causing
philosophy or,
frustration.
right.
So effectuate is to produce a result or make something happen, so
Yeah.
you can technically say, for us to produce a result or to make something happen, this is what we need.
Yes. I trust.
It's actually a nice word.
So we need more information. What would the electronic upgrades include? For example, would this include computers? We would like to understand more about the nature of the project.
And how it might
Affect our shared space.
impact the shared space, or if it would,
And
that's all.
whether it would impact. Or
Concerned that, you know, there might be impact on shared space.
mine,
And also that this is not, we're not asking for the grant narrative.
is what,
We are not asking for a grant narrative
right,
yet.
Mhm.
Okay. So basically, we need more information. What would the electronic upgrades include? We would like to understand more about the nature of the project and how it might impact the shared space. At this point, we are not asking for a grant narrative.
So can I just add what the upgrades to the electronics would include?
Yeah,
Such as, are you referring to computer equipment? Wiring? Video equipment? Infrastructure?
Security cameras, I mean,
Infrastructure,
there's a lot that runs on electricity,
Mhm.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's,
so. Like,
What is the nature? Yeah, no, you're right.
okay, computer equipment, wiring, lighting, what else? Infrastructure?
well, security equipment, security cameras. I mean, this sounds like deja vu, frankly,
I just don't know.
and I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's all we need, just need
Yeah.
to know. As it impacts our shared space.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, it
Yeah, I
could
don't-
just be scanners and,
honestly,
Computers.
I think it could just be simply stated as we just need to understand more details so that we can evaluate this in regard to the town hall space, the shared town hall space.
okay. Could I say something like we are unwilling to make a blanket resolution such as you suggest? No, okay,
You wouldn't say that, right? Or-
I would be more inclined to say we're very interested in being able to put together a resolution.
With
And we-
more
Approach
information.
the project once we have more information.
Yeah, I like that.
yeah, I'll say that again, I'm gonna get rid of this.
yeah,
sentence.
just put the ball in her court.
We're
What was that?
We are very interested in being able to support a resolution. Once we have a better understanding,
That provides,
once we have a better understanding of
Yeah.
the parameters of electrical. Put it that way.
parameters of the proposal.
Yeah, right. But you can add,
And
but
the
we're
goals.
not asking to review a written proposal or proposal.
So I'm gonna get rid of them to make something happen. I'm just gonna get rid of these two sentences, okay. So then what would the electronic upgrades include? For example, are you referring to computer equipment, wiring, lighting, security equipment, cameras?
Breakers, electrical breakers.
Nah, we don't need to do that.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, yeah,
We would like to understand more about the nature of the project.
exactly, that's it to me, right there, that's it. Like, and let her tell us, we don't need to figure it out, so. I honestly would keep it just that
Okay,
brief and,
and then hopefully we can discuss this at our next meeting.
yeah, and also you might let her know, please let us know, it'd be nice to circulate your information well in advance of the meeting. I don't know, however you want to say
And
it.
you see, when you looked at, was there a deadline for applying for this
I
grant?
didn't see that.
This is September or October, something.
Is it really? I didn't see that.
She didn't say.
Not 2 days.
So there's two things, there's this possible electronics upgrade, but then we're gonna go ahead with the door process as well. I think there's two separate things.
Yeah,
So,
Should we tell her that?
No, no,
no, to my
because I
mind,
think it's good, it's our shared space, it's a great upgrade.
Yeah.
You guys saw it at other houses that have it and they seem to like it. There's no reason why not to do it.
So to my mind, it was like, if we have the information, like a proposed design and cost, then we can, while they're getting their information, we can say, by the way, can we throw this in to this grant? It'll cost this amount,
Yeah,
you know, your upgrades are gonna cost this amount, our proposal costs.
I mean,
this amount.
I think that's a good proposal.
Yeah.
Michelle,
But I think we need to have our specifics lined up before
we can do that.
yeah.
Yep.
That's great. I think we should do that. Say that we would like to include this in
Yeah,
the grant proposal if feasible.
yeah, I think it's great, so,
Okay,
okay.
shall we move on from the town
Yeah.
court?
Then the other, just so that it's mentioned, the other issue that was raised was salaries.
Well,
So just, we don't need to get into it tonight, it's not budget time.
no, exactly. I was
Just
just
so
gonna
that
say,
it- just
budget
so
time starts
that it is
next month.
spoken at the meeting, that
Yeah.
that was the other
Okay.
issue.
Should I mention that at all in my response?
No, it's not budget time yet.
So, I mean, I wasn't planning on it, so
Great,
I was just gonna address this resolution.
Perfect. that's great. I made a fairly lengthy note about the Health Consortium meeting I attended last week. So at that meeting, they gave a preliminary assessment of what is called the actuarial value of the health plans. So the high deductible plans that are the ACA plans have to maintain a certain percentage of the cost covered by the plan and by the, yeah. And if that gets too high, then adjustments have to be made to get it back. So for the gold plan, which is the one that we use, it's 80% of costs of the health costs are covered by the plan. They tend to creep up over time, so more of the costs are covered by insurance. And I'm not sure, I think it's because of escalating costs of medical care. And so more of it gets covered, and with a certain deductible and copay amount.
I'm gonna sneak out.
Okay, see you, Steve. Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye, Steve.
So that proportion goes down for the employee, and the proportion covered by the plan goes up over time. So what will happen is, and so you like, for our plan, that actuarial value is supposed to be at 80%, and it can vary by 2% either way. So, or 2.5%. And it's gone up by like up to 82.7%, I think. So if we round up, it's out of compliance, it failed. So we did this a couple years ago, and that's where, if you remember, some of you, the out-of-pocket costs for the employees went up. And that's when we made that adjustment so that they would be covered, because they weren't under our agreement. So we covered it. So, and now with the contract, the union contract, we've made the language so that those costs, the out-of-pocket costs, are covered. So my point is, those deductible and out-of-pocket, or the co-insurance or copay, are probably almost certainly going to go up. We're going to have to budget for that next year, and premiums are going to go up. So this is the nature of health insurance. So it's always, but anyway, this was preliminary. So that we'll have a meeting on August 7th, where the same committee will make a recommendation, and then on the 21st of August, there'll be an information session about it, but for the for Health Consortium Board of Directors. So anyway, we're going to see an increase in health costs. I think she said that, like Excellus has to submit their proposed premium, they like submitted premium, the, proposal for next year's premium increases, I think it was 19%. So ours will be lower, but it's not gonna be low. So
Thanks.
it's a beast. Health insurance. Two other notes, one of which I neglected to put on the printed version, but I did want to, and I printed copies for everybody. We got the amphibian crossing design for the Thomas Road crossing. So I'll be talking with Leanne about what their next steps are. And then the other thing I wanted to mention is that the watershed committee this month had the special meeting where we toured the Ithaca water plant on Water Street. And it was amazing. Roxy Johnson did the tour for us. And
I did that years ago.
you did?
Yeah, well, when I was a grad student.
You did the tour?
Yeah.
You took it?
Yeah, back in the 90s.
Yeah, well, this new plant was built in 2017.
Then I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty amazing, and I mean, after going through that, I mean, if I had city water, I would ration it. I mean, they treat every drop. I asked her what's the minimum time it takes for a cup of water to get through. She said it was like 2 hours. But it has to go through a lot of different stages. It gets a flocculating agent and goes through these horsehair thin filter fibers, 6,000 in a tube that goes floor to ceiling, the height of a gymnasium, a series of these things, and it really is staggering.
The fifth largest industry in the United States is wastewater treatment.
The
Fifth largest industry
it
in the
is,
States, it is.
it's
This is the wastewater treatment.
oh, that's wastewater.
Well,
Yeah, that's- you're talking
well,
about
water.
Or water treatment.
Water treatment.
Yeah,
Right,
so this
water
was not wastewater, this was.
Yeah.
This was water treatment. But you could see the, you know.
Where is that, Mark? Where is that?
It's on Water Street,
That's
right
what I
near
think.
Giles Street.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
Same place then.
Same place.
you'd never know, but it's really a sweet facility, it's really nice, and
Do they provide
donuts.
Cornell as well with water?
They, Cornell has its own water treatment. There are three. There's Cornell, then there's Molten Point, and then there's this one, the
Okay.
water treatment plant. So, but they feel when Cornell's in session, all the students are like in college town and in town, and so the water demand goes way up. There's something else, oh yeah, you can see the pipes, just like you see walking along the gorge of 6 Mile Creek, those kind of pipes and stuff, I mean, yeah, it's pretty mind boggling that they're, yeah. Yeah, and you just walk in there and they have these big pools and you're like, gosh, I hope I don't sneeze. But yeah, it gave me a lot of respect for treated water.
Engineers.
Yeah, and engineering,
design that,
chemistry,
keep that
and it's all computer monitored and regulated now, and they have these young people that are operators that are in there that, you know, make sure everything's running properly, so it was a great tour, if you ever get a chance, and yeah. So that's my report. That was long, but we kind of added a business item there with the court deviation. All right, so moving on. Jesse.
Yeah, hi. I don't have a report for the clerk's office prepared, but I will make sure to have the revenues and everything included in the minutes.
Okay, sounds good. Great. And let's see, code, I'll just say, Bob's been super busy. I don't think he's getting a lot of permits, but he is working on monitoring activity and keeping track of projects.
Bob sent a report.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he sent.
He sent us a report.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Two of them.
I stand corrected.
He
Yeah,
sent
Great.
one of complaints and one of.
Oh, that's great. So shut my mouth. So I don't have anything to add to whatever he wrote, so.
no, he had two reports, one was permits, and the other was complaints,
Okay,
which we haven't ever gotten before, so that's good to
That was
see.
Yeah.
great.
And pretty
I didn't,
eye-opening, actually, if you look at it.
oh, good.
I didn't realize that there was a separate category for complaints.
I think he's.
He made it up.
He made it up. But when you see that, you'll see why it's eye-opening.
That's great. Are there any questions that you have for Bob, or you could email him if you do have questions?
I had someone come and ask me questions. But I'll talk to Bob about
Yeah, I
it.
would
It's
do
not-
that.
It's not a meeting thing, so.
Sounds good. Okay, great. Well, that's wonderful. Thank you, Bob. Highway superintendent, see, I'm working with Bob on getting the permit design plans for the new highway building, and then so we can bid the project materials, so he can be able to procure those.
We need to get a stamped architect's
Yeah,
drawing.
so I've connected him with TG Miller, Dondi, partner at TG Miller. Pretty, he really needs just stamped engineered plans for assurance that it'll be strong enough to. And then Tim and I can report that Bob did ask us to come out. That was Monday, right? Yesterday, okay. To Shindig and Hollow, because he was out. The crew was out working on a creek that had deviated onto the road, onto Gulf Hollow
A
Road.
major weather event. We had
Yeah,
2 inches of rain fell in
Right.
in 1 hour. on
That was
Shindig and Hollow.
Tuesday,
Tuesday afternoon.
the same day, Wilseyville.
No, the day
Oh.
after.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Unless, well, was Wilseyville different from Newark Valley?
It was the day before.
Yeah, was this,
Wilseyville.
I think it was the same storm.
Was it the same?
did something happen on Tuesday? I don't remember.
Tuesday was the Shindig and Hollow storm, which was really a major event, just completely washed out.
Oh, really?
the road.
Tuesday's when we went, but the storm happened.
Oh,
on Sunday.
Tuesday's when we went. Yesterday was Tuesday.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You're right, maybe it was.
I think the storm was Monday.
Monday, yep.
yeah,
It
it
was
was on
Monday, you're right, it
Monday.
was Monday, because I
Yeah.
was thinking,
Newark Valley was Sunday. That's,
Okay.
yeah, that's right.
That's right.
I was wondering how Wilseyville was doing. Anyway,
Wilseyville?
Yeah.
I don't know. Bob might know. I haven't inspected it, but yeah, the creek completely jumped, and Bob said when he first went down there, it was just all water. There was a water evacuation by the Ithaca Fire Department of somebody that lived over there.
oh, really?
They were flooded. So yeah, there's a lot of water.
Those pictures of Newark Valley looked bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and also our highway crews spent Monday before this happened in Newark Valley.
Wow.
that's right.
So I was in Bob's office Monday morning and the crew was already in Newark Valley. And we were
Okay.
talking about that, and then we were talking about what would happen if we had a major event like that in
Right,
Caroline, and 2 hours later, we had a major event like that in Caroline. At least not, but it was
so Shindig,
fortunately,
it's where there's
It's where the beaver pond
the
is.
beaver pond is
Yeah.
on both sides, and
Yeah.
yeah, okay, I know exactly where it is.
It's a natural water.
Right, I mean, that's crumbled every year a little bit.
Yeah,
but this
Yeah.
was, I mean, trees were uprooted. It was a major, they're still in there working on it. But it
And
shows.
you can't get through then.
You can.
You
now, I
can now.
think.
You can now, okay. So it wasn't washed out.
No,
Yeah, it was before
It
they got
covered
there.
over with the water.
exactly. It didn't wash the road out. It threw a bunch of dead trees and, right?
Okay.
But my understanding is the trees were blocking the road. They were on the road.
Right, that's
Okay.
correct. Yep,
Yeah,
So lesson to be learned and for the immediate future, you know.
yeah. Don't warm the climate.
Right.
Yeah. Dan's not here tonight. So, I'll move on to the items of business. So I will offer a resolution to adopt, a local law for best value procurement. And I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but it follows. And do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Kate. Did y'all have a chance to breeze through it or review it? Any questions or corrections? It was,
Pretty
yeah.
legally and
Okay, yeah.
it's pretty straightforward. I mean, it's not.
Yeah. It was reviewed by Guy. The law that this came from was crafted by Guy, so I think. Feel like good. So if there are no further questions, I'll call for a vote. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Great, that's unanimous. The next resolution I will offer is to authorize the supervisor to sign a letter and attestation to the New York State Connect All office to remove 19 locations from the Municipal Infrastructure Program broadband grant commitment. Whereas it has been determined that 19 locations in the town of Caroline fall outside the Federal Communications Commission's defined eligible service locations as outlined in the most recent version of the FCC broadband serviceable location fabric. These locations either do not qualify as broadband serviceable locations under FCC guidelines, were identified as unoccupied structures or non-serviceable units, or are otherwise not categorized as eligible premises for broadband expansion under the terms of the Connect All program. Therefore, be it resolved that the Caroline Town Board hereby authorizes the supervisor to submit a letter of attestation, a letter and attestation that the following 19 locations be removed from the MIP project, broadband project commitment. And they follow.
Second.
So you moved it
Seconded by Tim.
by Tim?
Discussion, questions? One of those is a property I own.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So just so I'm sure I understand, it's because they're unoccupied or?
because they're unoccupied, seasonal,
Like one was a hunting cabin, is that right?
oh, yeah,
It doesn't have.
the ones on Taft Road are basically like abandoned. They're abandoned in the woods and, you know.
Okay.
The
The one on Upper Road.
ones
with
on
the
Upper,
church camp.
yeah, and there's a million buildings in there.
Right.
So this is like filtering those out.
Right, so it'll go to like the main building. And then they
That's
can
still
stay here.
operative, that camp.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
Huh.
oh, yeah.
it's, I had no idea there were so many little,
Oh, there's
That's in there.
tons.
Yeah.
Tons. I took a tour of it ages ago. The other thing is my brother-in-law, he was at the Naval Academy, his colleague was like, oh, my family goes to this church camp every year. You'll have never heard of it. And it was that, so. It's used. A lot of people there.
by some people, yeah, cool. All right, so if there's no further questions, I'll call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Great, thank you. And with that, I will move on to the budget transfers, of which I have just 4. Resolve the Caroline Town Board hereby authorizes the following budget transfers. $200.60 from A1410.4 town clerk contractual to A1010.4 town board contractual, 3,000 from contingency to A1620.2 town hall equipment. 2,915.76 from the town barn contractual to the town barn project contractual for the building that they've been working on. And 2,500 from DA 5130.1 highway machinery personnel services to do DA 5110.1 highway general repairs personnel services. Did I already get a second for this one?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Michelle. Any questions? We'll call for a vote. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Great. I will offer a resolution to pay the town bills.
I'll second that.
Okay. Great, second by Kate. And the amounts are for the A fund, 18,626.36. DA is $30,016.46, and streetlight is $52.37. And don't think there's anything. Yeah, I think we're all good. So without further ado, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Great, thank you. Does anyone have any feedback on the minutes of July 2nd from the town clerk? Okay, minutes of July 2nd are hereby approved. Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you.
And then, great, that's all I've got for tonight, I think.
Jonathan sent an email also about the same time as the other emails this afternoon.
Oh. But do you have?
Later.
We can talk about it another time if you want, but this is regarding, I saw a, Pennsylvania, some Pennsylvania towns have a ordinance for tree protection. And
Yeah,
it seemed interesting to consider if we don't have one yet in the zoning law.
I haven't had a chance to look at it or think about it. My only, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, there was extensive discussion of having a forest overlay within the zoning law, and the first not even preliminary draft, but the first mock-up possibility for a draft
Yeah,
did have a forest overlay on it. The zoning commission spent quite a bit of time discussing this. See if I'm correct, Michelle, but the overall feeling was because so much of the percentage of the town consists of woods and woodlands, that they were very concerned that it would be overkill to have a forest overlay. And instead, to mitigate this, there are a number of places within the zoning law, there's steep terrain designations. Most of those would be woods. I was looking though, Kate, I grabbed my zoning law before I left and tried to find it. Is there still a canopy provision in the creek? There is, right? Because I couldn't find it.
There is.
There is
But it was,
still
they
I don't remember that.
ignored,
Canopy
it was
provision.
ignored down the
For
street
what?
from me.
that you can't disturb more than a quarter of the canopy within the creek.
That's right.
Now, I don't know if we took that out or not.
I
No, that was still in there. That was something that
Because
we
I
were
didn't see it.
talking?
I looked tonight, I didn't see it.
let's,
I'll look again. I
Yeah,
sworn it was there because I was unhappy that it had not been
hmm,
followed
But it might,
and then.
you might have taken it out. Because I just, I looked, I was gonna bring it with me and I just left it.
I was thinking it hadn't been followed, but we were just kind of letting it go. That was my memory. So.
I don't remember this at all.
I'm glad that there's some creative ideas. I haven't really looked at any of the ordinances yet or in Pennsylvania, but one of the things I did oversee, which is probably more for urban trees, but looking at diameter of particular trees on certain lots that could be considered like, so if trees are under a certain size, it's not as a concern, but if they get to a certain size, then it is a concern because then you're dealing with mother trees that are integrated into the ecosystem in a certain way that younger trees aren't. Not calling them old growth, but it's a different ecosystem when you have large trees, so you can.
Some of the UNA identifies old growth forests,
What's UNA?
unique natural areas. Stephen was talking about. One concern used to be was that when you identified an old growth forest, sometimes the landowner will go cut it down before you can make a law to protect it, so that they can get the money from the wood. So.
I mean, we do have forest farmers in the town,
I just mean.
as you know, who designated themselves as an interest group.
yeah,
And they've made presentations at like the Brooktondale Apple Festival and stuff like that. So, I mean, I think that this would be an area of potential concern to the tree farmers, the traditional tree farmers, not, yeah.
No, it's fine. I mean, but if they want future trees, you gotta conserve forest. You can't just cut it down and replant it. So it is a concern for all
Right.
parties.
yeah.
It's just that some people are kind of saving an old growth group of trees to cut down in an emergency situation when they need money. Saying, I'm not
Right, and I
saying that that's a good
I
practice.
can almost guarantee you there's probably no old growth forest in the town of Caroline, so that's not what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about
I don't know,
something
I
different
think
than.
there are a couple.
in Caroline, so there's one up there, Smith Woods, which is
Yeah.
old growth forest up near at Trumansburg.
That's not what I was saying, the town of Caroline.
Right,
Huh.
I
There's
think
the county,
if you look at the pictures of the town hall from like the turn of the century, there's not a tree in sight.
Right.
There's lots of trees in sight now. I don't think there's a lot of old growth forest here. The Potato Hill is all stuff that was planted.
Well, that's what I said. I don't think there are any old growth forests.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say there are.
I
I said,
think
I
you're
don't think there are.
I'm
Okay.
trying to remember.
I think, yeah, Jonathan says, say they are not, people say that there are.
I was thinking there were, but maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I remember I took a forest ecology class up at Cornell, a couple of them. We went to different places. And I thought one was in Caroline, but I may be mistaken. I'm thinking back to 94.
But I guess
So-
my point with
Maybe they can-
diameter is there are probably old trees that are worth saving. And so
Yeah,
that's just something that it would be
that
interesting.
seems awfully specific to get into
Is
for,
my thought too.
for a town law or ordinance or whatever. What's the difference between an ordinance and a law?
That is a great question. We don't do ordinances anymore.
Yeah.
If we do,
It's probably before the zoning.
yeah,
But so this would, in our case, it probably would be more of a zoning issue, but I don't know, it's interesting if some of these things are being considered in other ways in the zoning law, and that's maybe it's being covered, but
Yeah, I mean, I think the feeling was between the water overlay and a forest overlay, it's like you've taken 3/4 of the land of Caroline out of with, possibility for, and then we do have some state forest areas, so.
I mean, I think, given like Steve's presentation is instructive. So they've designated these UNAs based on special features which could include an old growth forest,
Mhm.
but it's not regulatory, it's pointing them out and. Yeah, I guess I've never. Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard of anything where you would like have a rule that you can't touch certain size trees across the town. Is that how?
Well, that's one of the ordinances that I came
In the
across.
suburbs,
What's that?
in the suburbs. I
In
can
the
imagine-
suburbs? Yeah,
Imagine.
okay.
But the reason I'm bringing it up because larger trees could be in a unique area, but they could also be in a
Sure,
second or third growth woodland,
Mhm.
but they show that there's value in that place. So it hasn't been totally, turned into a pasture at some point in the past. It still has some ecological value to it because that tree is still there.
Mhm.
And so it is worth saving individual trees or groups of larger trees beyond just unique areas or old growth. But I mean, you have a good point. There's probably a percentage of people that if you did that and they wanted to do a development, they would just cut the trees down before I think that's a small percentage of people.
Yeah, I
That's
mean-
the majority. So,
I'm just trying to think, I have this huge, I mean, I think it gets, I'd like to see the examples.
Mhm.
Let's look at the examples. I think it gets tricky. It's like, well, what do you do? I've got this huge walnut tree and I don't want to fall on my house. You know,
I would be really uncomfortable with something like this.
yeah.
The biggest tree that I probably have on the property is one of the most dangerous things in the county.
Your trees, yeah,
I mean, in one storm, half of it came down, almost hit the neighbor house, it got struck by lightning.
yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of different variations. to
I
these
am
kinds
happy
of
when I'm,
things.
walking on the Finger Lakes Trail and I can see that this was an old road, these beautiful oak trees that were planted alongside of a road that have branches like this that are dying, but you can see it grew in the shape, 100 years ago, more than 100 years ago. Yeah. So I know someone in England just got 4 years jail time. for
Yeah,
cutting down
agreed.
Yeah, I've been reading
a
that.
tree.
Those are just nut
That was a
jobs.
special tree.
I mean, I do think
people-
in the zoning law, the way that it's written, that this is something that the review board would be likely to discuss
Hmm.
with applicants
Hmm.
in terms of mitigation or placement. I mean, there's room
Mhm.
within that to
Mhm.
pay attention to vegetation,
Yeah,
extreme
there is
vegetation.
language about that, yeah.
So there is stuff in there it's not prescriptive.
I
but
did
it's
find something
recommended.
about the canopy, by
You
the
found
way,
it?
says. Tree cutting should retain at a minimum 50% of the tree canopy in the buffer area at all times.
Okay.
Is that under what section is
Can you
that?
cite the letter?
Page
Number.
69.
69.
But no, it's page 69. It is G.
Page is good. Pages won't change.
Okay.
That's good, I just didn't see that, I did it. I looked at it really
G,
quickly
it's
before.
under
is it like 100 foot
section
buffer from streams or
5.3,
something?
specific
Oh,
standards.
They
for the-
varied. They're various.
Specific standard for the stream corridor overlay district, and it is under G, the streams and stream buffer areas.
The
G,
interesting though, is
Three.
it doesn't say you can't cut the biggest. You just
No.
have to be
No.
50%.
No, no,
But
it's
it's the point I'm trying to make in
Yeah.
this particular case is that big trees are different than the medium or small trees ecologically.
I agree.
So-
with you. I mean,
That's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to point to,
it's,
but we can move on.
yeah,
Yeah, so, but speaking of this kind of thing, I did share with you kind of a bullet list of the changes that I'm thinking of for the subdivision law.
Mhm.
So I pretty much edited the changes in the law itself. But I think maybe my next step should be to send the list of, let the review board and the planning board know that we're doing this and here are the changes we're proposing. let me know if you have any feedback or whatever.
I think that's good.
And then, if all goes swimmingly, I would hope to, well, then the other question is, yeah. Yeah, and then I'd wanna pass it by Guy for the. So I'll do that, but I would like, that might be too ambitious, but I was hoping to introduce it at the next meeting, but that,
I think we gotta give the review board and planning.
yeah, they're gonna need more time, so never mind about that, but anyway, I'll do that first step, get that moving, so. But. If you think of anything else. Give me a shout, so. Great. Okay. Anything else for tonight?
Mhm.
Great. That I'll offer a resolution to adjourn,
Second.
second by Kate, very quickly, all in favor?
Aye.
Great. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, I'm gonna go, my kid